Comic books right now is the worst I've seen it since the great comic book crash.
Buying
It's
everything thinking it was gonna be the
comic
next big
books
thing.
right now are terrible. Like when I say terrible, I don't think you understand. I'm talking t- comic books right now are so bad that when I go into the comic book store, not even normally the covers will kind of get you excited. You see the cover and you see, what's going on. You kind of get an idea of what's in the book. Right now, I see comic book
Go back,
covers and
go
I'm
back
just
and read
like,
the whole New 52 stuff. That was good. Batman and
that's
Robin.
that's what
Dick
I've been
Grayson was
doing.
good.
When I get paid next, I'm gonna buy the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover because
Oh,
I've
that was
heard.
dope.
Yeah, I heard that was really good.
Dope.
Yeah, they got
There's
the
this dude
whole.
I talk with about it all the time at work. He dope.
Yeah,
Dope.
yeah. Because right now, so another thing I'm probably gonna do is exactly what that girl recommended. The video that you sent me, like just start checking out the independent comic creators like IDW. I've
I
never
watched that
really,
whole thing. I was
yeah,
like, that.
I never really read IDW, but I was like, you know what? They probably got some good storylines, and they're not big enough to really be concerned about the wokeness. I was never one to really get on entertainment industry as far as the woke stuff because I didn't think it was that big of a deal till it hit comic books. Now that
Till
it's
it,
hit comic
till
books,
it's something you love.
I'm like, yo, this is too much. Y'all have gone way too far. You got Superman out here looking like a whole weirdo. You got Batman and Robin looking like whole weirdos. You got the X Men.
What's going on? What's going on with Batman and Robin?
You got the stories, the new stories. They're just not good. They're just not good. The stories that I'm seeing from people who are like OGs in the comic book game, they're decent stories. But a lot of these new comic book creators, you can tell what they're trying to do is they're trying to create comic book stories to attract everyone. The problem with that is what makes comic books good is because they're angled a certain way and there's a certain audience. And
Even
that
if they want to talk about something, they don't beat you over the head with it.
right. The audience that they have are concerned about a good story and good art. Now it's just what group can we say we support? This group is oppressed. Oh, we have represent. I don't care who's represented. I want a good storyline and a good hero and some good villains. That's all I want. I don't care if there's a handicapped person. I don't care if there's a gay person. I don't care if there's a straight transgender. Screw all that. You focused on the wrong things if that's what you focused on.
If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah, that's just the bottom line. But they spend so much time focused on how they can be diverse that they're not focusing on a storyline. It's just like, how can we be diverse? How can we add more diversity? Well, go ahead, keep adding your diversity because your stories suck, and I won't be buying anything until this changes.
I think the run where Dick Grayson was Batman was pretty good.
I never read that one.
So it what happened in like Final Crisis. Batman got hit with an Omega beam. Everybody thought he died, but he really just got sent through like throughout time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was part of the Dark Knight's Metal story. I'm pretty sure all of that is intertwined, if I'm not mistaken.
It happened in New 52, so I don't.
Yeah, but that arc, if you read, have you read Dark Knight's Metal?
No.
If you read Dark Knight's Metal, you'll see why I say that, because Dark Knight's Metal really has a lot to do with the Batman's representation throughout time.
Yeah, apparently there's like a group of Batmen.
Yes, it is. It is. Dark Knight's Metal Dark Knight's Metal and War of the Realms are probably the two best new comic book storylines. Well, fairly new because they're a year and a half old or so right now. I think War of the Realms is a couple years old right now. But those are probably the last of dying good stories. Yo, did you hear about how terrible Eternals has done in the box office?
I did, and I'm a little sus. I'm like,
Oh
dang.
my goodness. So this is how bad it is. Opening weekend, I always go see Marvel movies. Always. I have no desire to go see this one. Like none. I haven't been pressed. Like And the funny thing is, I haven't even seen a bunch of spoilers. That's how you know when a movie's not really good.
I know what happens though. I know what the big reveals were.
Yeah, but I mean, it just clearly the movie's not really all that good because you don't really see a bunch of spoilers everywhere. And that's normally top of the list. Soon as something comes out, especially Marvel or DC, spoilers all over the place. You don't really see any of that. So I was like, yeah, this movie must not be good. And the more and more I looked, I was like, yeah, this is not really looking too good. I'm not really digging this.
I'm gonna still watch it. Oh yeah, have you been reading Dark Knights of Steel?
No, I haven't.
It's really good.
I haven't bought any comic books because every time I walk in a comic book store, I look and I look again, and I'm like, ugh.
You need to start reading Dark Knights of Steel. Okay, it's good.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
There's only one issue out right now, but I like it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll see. I'll see how good it is, and I'm pretty sure I might like it. Okay, so what you got on Halo? Run it down. What you got? Because I haven't. I'll be honest with you. I have not paid attention to anything Halo, so I have no idea what any of the new news is. I have no idea, when it's supposed to come out.
So apparently, everything is set on Delta Halo, right? That's all we know for now until the game comes out. And it's gonna be open world, and you're gonna just have to like go from point to point and start doing like different objectives and stuff like that.
Okay.
Pertaining to like the ring, and that's all we know about the story so far.
So it's like an action RPG.
I'm guessing. Apparently, there's a clone of Cortana you have to use in there too.
Yeah, because Cortana's supposedly gone rogue, right?
Yes. So I'm not really like sure. It's a lot of like I feel like they're not really telling us much about the story on purpose.
Okay, that might be good.
I think apparently like Master Chief has been gone for 6 months. I think it said like 6 months after Halo 5. Hold on, let me look it up real quick.
Okay. I think probably what they need to do is go back to not do a reboot, but do like a soft reboot. Like,
I mean, so from what I could tell, the UNSC is like in shambles, and like the Banished who were in like Halo Wars.
Yeah.
Halo Wars 2. So they're like hunting down the remnants of the UNSC, trying to destroy them.
Okay.
And the thing about the Banished is, like back in the day, I think you know about Halo lore. The Banished were like a huge problem for like even the Covenant. Like they were like public enemy number 2 next to humanity.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you where I think Halo went off the rails when they focused too much on the Forerunners. The Forerunners are interesting, and it is interesting how this tech came to be. But when they made the Forerunners the main enemy, and it was no longer the Covenant, it just didn't feel the same. It was like, this doesn't have the same effect.
I mean, it's because that's when the studio switch happened too. So.
Right, which I understand. Oh, so another thing, what's going on with the Halo TV series? It was supposed to be on Showtime. Steven Spielberg was supposed to
Halo
be.
TV series.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that. So I might have to do with COVID. There was a lot of TV series that were supposed to come out in the last like year and a half that had to get pushed back because of
had to get kinked.
Yeah, Halo TV series. What we know so far. Yeah, so it won't debut till like 2022. It'll be on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
From what I've been told, there's some screenshots on Twitter. Looks pretty all right. I think it might be based on the games because I'm seeing High Charity and I'm also seeing Profit and Regrets, from what I can tell.
Okay.
I think it'll be pretty cool because it's already like an established story they could just pull.
Yeah, from. If it's based on a game, I think I think they'll be all right. If they try to do that, we're gonna create a whole new story and a whole new lore. I'm gonna be like,
I mean, they tried that with the newer games, and we kind of saw how that went. Because look, all right, I like a multiplayer game just as good as the next guy, right? But when you solely focus on that instead of like making a fun game or like a story I can get invested in, it kind of sucks. It's kind of booty cheeks.
No, kinda. It all around sucks. It just sucks. Bottom line, I don't mind online play, but I don't want to make that the focus. I don't even want that to be completely honest with you. I don't even want online play to be a major portion of what makes the game good. Now
I mean,
it's a
so
great addition.
I don't think online stuff makes games good. I think it elevates them, right? Um, I think what elevates it is the online play because Halo was a good game all around, right? But what made it like a worldwide phenomenon was the online play and the multiplayer, which like
That's
would
a
just
fact.
go
That's a
busting,
fact. It
right?
added.
I think if you focus too much on one or the other, it's gonna be bad news. I feel like you have to have a good balance, and especially when more money started going into the gaming industry, people lost that. People didn't understand like
I
what made it.
agree with you, but I do think the one caveat is I do think you can make a game that really doesn't have a multiplayer option and it could be a great game. Case in point, Gears of War. The original Gears of War multiplayer wasn't even really part of the equation. And Gears of War
This
was
this was
dope.
really good.
Gears of War was dope. Like that game, magnificent, great storyline. I think new compelling storylines in a game is just like a movie. Like you got this new storyline, this new game, a new lore, a new, expanded universe that you've never seen or experienced before. And that's actually a lot of fun. It's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. And I think to me, that's what Halo lost. Halo lost that edge of fun,
Chill.
good lore, good gaming, expanded universe. To me, Halo was on par to compete with Star Wars as far as expanded universe.
Especially with the books and comic books.
Yeah, the books were great, but at some point, the focus on the Forerunners, to me, it just became too much.
I
It,
think that I think what happened was they didn't want to seem like they were just trying to straight up just copy um Bungie, so they kind of just try to do their own thing, and it
they
might have
should have
backfired.
just they should have just stuck with it.
I understand. Like I'm not gonna go around and act like I don't understand
Nah, I get
where
it.
they're
They want
coming from.
they want to create their own legacy. They want their own thing. I get it. Respect. But yeah, you should have just stuck with the script. That's what
Um,
I think. I think
I mean,
regard
you'd think that, but how many times do you see the game stick with the script and it succeeds? You get what I mean? Like all the Halo games, if
I,
you really like think about it, I want you to think about it, right? All the Halo games that have come out one after the other,
Zelda.
right? Hold up. Okay, all the Halo games that have come out, like even like from 1 to 3, when did they ever stick to the script? They always did something different,
No,
right? They
no.
always did something to elevate what game previously came out.
This is
I don't,
true, but how
I
different was Halo 1 or Halo 2 and 3 versus Halo 1? It was unique, but it
you
wasn't
had
like
dual wielding in Halo 2. You didn't have it in Halo 3 or 1.
what now?
Well, you had it in 3, I think.
You have what now?
Dual wielding in Halo
Yeah,
3.
but so I'm not talking about mechanics, like
You're
different
talking
things you
about as
could do.
far
I'm
as
talking,
story goes,
yes, the story, just making it completely. That's where
cohesive.
yes, yes,
Okay,
and it wasn't when 343 took over. It wasn't terrible right out the gate. It wasn't like
it was okay. I
completely
mean, Halo 4
trash.
wasn't bad. It was like there were some aggravating parts of the game, especially like fighting the Forerunner.
Yeah, it
Like
was
those
like
the knights. The knights were really aggravating to freaking fight.
it just
I'm not gonna
didn't feel like Halo. It almost so I tell you what it felt like. It felt the same way I felt when Call of Duty started to go Halo. When Call of Duty started to try to compete with Halo and do what Halo does, that's what it felt like when Halo just heavily focused on the Forerunners. It's like this is not the same game. I understand you got to move on, but I think y'all moved on to something that
lie.
really isn't all that great.
A little too much of a left turn.
Yeah, like this is really not great. And I hope that this next Halo is a return. I want to fight the Covenant. I
I
want
mean,
the
that's what we're not fighting the Covenant. We're fighting the Banished.
Yeah, but I want the Forerunners to be like a background forethought peripheral thing.
I don't think they can anymore, mostly because right of how the last game ended.
That's why I said soft reboot. I think they need to do
I
a
don't think
soft
something like
reboot.
that is possible. I don't think something like that is possible. I
Yeah,
mean, I've
probably
never
not.
have you ever seen a game do that? You know what I mean?
Let me think. Not that I can think of. So hey, it'd be a first. That'd be a dope first. I think a
I mean,
soft I think a soft reboot of Halo would be a dope first. I think a lot of people. I know I'd get down with it. I don't know. Maybe other people
they
wouldn't.
could do it. I just don't think they can. I don't know.
They probably can't. They
My,
probably
my
can't.
my main thing, right? 343's made a lot of decent games, but I don't think they've released any great games yet, like ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. They definitely have not reached great status just yet. Not that they
And
can't.
Bungie is so like legendary that they just I don't
So
know.
that's I'm a
The
I'm
thing
a
about 343, right? It's at first it was made up of a lot of like the original members of Bungie, and then those people just started getting like started leaving. Like they went to like original Bungie, and then when they went there, when they had like had the stuff with Treyarch and stuff like that, they got exited out because they didn't want to like, have all the stuff that was like in there in Destiny. So I don't know as far as now if the original people who worked on like the other Halos still work there. You know, like
okay.
when the studio switch happened after Halo 3, it kind of just nothing really great came out of that. Like after that, like post Halo 3, nothing except Reach, right? Post Halo
Reach
Reach,
was
nothing
dope.
great.
Reach was
Nothing
dope.
great has come out of that studio. You know, like
Yeah.
there's been some good games, there's been decent games. Spartanauts was okay. The Halo 2 anniversary was pretty dope. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. They added to it. Master Chief Collection, disappointing.
So what has Bungie done after Halo? Realistically, don't say Destiny. You already know I hate that game with a passion.
You can hate that game, Dad, but it's doing a lot of cool stuff. Because I play the game. I still
So
play the game. I'm looking at what's going on. I'm actually like in there seeing what they're doing.
right.
Right. So what you probably don't get, or like what you probably don't understand. I'm not trying to like demean you, like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about,
Nah,
man.
I
Whatever.
get it.
But what you probably don't get is there's an audience for Destiny. Whether you like it or not, there's people who like the game. I think the game is okay. I think it's a decent game. I play with my friends. It's free to play. You know, it's chilling. It's cross-platform. So if my friends are playing on other consoles and stuff like that, we could play together. And I think that what was holding them back was they had like oh man, who was it? Who's that place that makes Call of Duty? Bungie parted ways with them. Bungie.
Not Activision.
It was Activision. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a deal with
I didn't
Activision
know.
where they were like in charge of
Yeah, I didn't
So
realize that.
what they originally wanted to do is they want to just focus on Destiny and just make Destiny this expansive world and keep adding on to it and make it better, right?
Right.
Destiny 2 was never supposed to happen. But Activision was like, we need a new game, we need a new game, we need a new game. Started pressing on their neck. So they had to make Destiny 2. They didn't want to make Destiny 2. They wanted to just keep focusing on Destiny 1 because they feel like they needed to like polish it up and create the story to be more expansive, right?
Right.
But instead of doing that, they made them drop Destiny 2. And like Destiny 2 was just getting dookied on for like the hottest minute just because like Activision was just pushing out all this DLC that was just poopy garbage, right? And they're like, so my friend Dylan, you know Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan's a really huge Destiny fan, bigger than me. I'm like impartial about it. I'm like, it's okay. It's all right. It's a decent game. I play it every now and again, right? And I think that at the level it's at right now and what I'm witnessing with what they're doing with it, I would give him a few more years. I give him like 3 or 4 more years, and it'll be like a cross-platform MMO RPG that is just dope.
You know what I think when I think of Destiny now, and this is definitely not disparaging of Bungie. This is just honestly what I think. I think paid version of Warframe.
I mean, so a lot of people have made that comparison because I think Warframe came out before Destiny.
It did.
Yeah, a lot of people have made that comparison, and it's like, I don't know, because both games seem to be like at the same amount of popularity.
They're very, very similar.
Very similar.
Howbeit, I will say, I'm not a fan of strictly online play games, but I will say, Warframe is a lot of fun.
No, so okay,
and it is very expensive.
I have so much respect for the creators who made Warframe. I watched the whole documentary on it.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I watched the documentary.
Good. Like how the amount of times they could have just sold out and just started doing the whole subscription based thing.
Yeah,
they were like, you know what? No, we're gonna stick to our guns because they value the player, right? And I'm not saying Bungie doesn't value the player because I feel like they do.
I will say it.
I think
they don't.
I think they trap themselves in a corner where the main way they make money is make people pay for all these DLCs that
they hate their customers.
What are they gonna do? I don't think they hate their customers.
They hate their customers.
I don't think the developers hate the customers.
They hate their customers. They're wicked game developers. Anyway, next.
Whatever you say, whatever you say.
I'm just
The amount,
I'm
the
being
amount of input
hyperbolic.
yeah,
I'm being hyperbolic, but I think I'm being hyperbolic because Bungie made me mad. Why does this always happen, right? Like this, I wonder about this. You have game studios that are legendary, right?
so a lot of those
Bungie,
people got fired.
legendary.
They
Like
left.
what happens when like everything falls apart? Like Rare, when Nintendo owned Rare, they were putting out some heat. They were putting that original um um uh
Rare made Battletoads and
yeah,
what was it,
and they
Project
made
War?
Donkey Kong was it Donkey Kong
Star
Country?
Fox. Yeah,
Star Fox, they're the original ones that did Killer Instinct. Like these games were
they made
bananas.
the remake too. I think.
Yeah, but when was it Nintendo that sold Rare or did Rare? I can't remember exactly what happened, what the details were, but I know they had, if I'm not mistaken, they had an exclusive deal with Nintendo. What I wonder is what happens to destroy these exclusive deals? Like
Okay, so
what?
Rare's doing okay. Rare has Sea of
No,
Thieves.
no,
Sea of Thieves is a good game.
I'm not saying they're doing bad. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, I think you misunderstand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what happened to that original. Like let's take Bungie. Was it something that Microsoft did to make Bungie say, okay, we want to be out because we want to do something else? Was Microsoft not allowing them to do anything else? Because what they should have done is, Bungie, you brought us Halo. Whatever it is you're doing, you do it, and we're going to leave you alone. You're the masters that Halo made, single handedly made Xbox a
So
household name.
you know why they left?
Why'd they leave?
Because Microsoft wanted them to make more Halo games.
That's so
Because
that
they wanted the creative freedom to be able to make, because they had been working on Destiny previously for like years. Like
right.
it was something they were thinking about for a while, and Microsoft did not want to give them the time or resources needed to be able to make that game.
So that's what I'm saying. That's my case in point. Microsoft should have just it's always some dude in a suit that knows nothing about what you do that mess up the whole process. Like Microsoft should have stayed in their lane. You're not a game developer. You
No.
Bungie.
We know that now. They're not even the highest selling console anymore.
Look. Check this out. Xbox is the house Bungie built. Let's just keep it real.
There's no other game that can build that built that system more than that
Bungie
system.
Bungie with Halo made Xbox a household name. Had it not been for Halo, I remember I was still in the military. I think I was 20 when Halo came out. I remember going into my shop and people having LAN parties. Right, this was a new thing. People bringing their Xbox and everybody like grown men. I'm talking about men from 18 to 30, 34 years old in there going in on Halo, enjoying it. Like everybody had an Xbox because of Halo. And the fact that Microsoft could not get their head out of their behind long enough to see, hey, we probably need to let these dudes do what they want to do. And whenever so the thing is, further Halo games would have happened organically if they would have just left Bungie to their own devices. Let them make their other game. Let them make Destiny and spend time on that. And Destiny probably would have been a completely different game as well. It probably, not that it's not good. For me, it's never been that Destiny is not good. It's that
It's not your type of game.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that because I like Warframe. Warframe and Destiny are very similar, and you know, I've spent hours on Warframe.
You had not gamed in years.
So
you just started going ham
right.
On
so what's the difference? There's something about Destiny that's not there, and I can't quite place my finger on it. And at first, I thought it was because it was just online only. But then I played Warframe, and I was like, well, this is online only, but I love this thing. Like this thing is dope. It feels like I'm in an expansive universe. For me, maybe I need to play Destiny again. It always felt so disconnected. It just felt like, man, this story is so janky. Like, what is this? I don't know what's going on, but I know things have changed since the last time I played. But man, I am not a fan of Destiny. I don't know what it is. There's something about that game that just will not let me enjoy it.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, okay? Xbox is underperforming immensely comparative to like like all the other systems. So like PS4, 115 million, Switch,
Okay.
88 million, Xbox One. Take a guess.
Xbox One, I'm gonna
How
say
much? How much do you think? Compared to the 80 million and 150 million across his lifetime, like lifetime global sales.
of Xbox, the new
Xbox
Xbox
One, yeah, Xbox One, not the new one, Xbox One. Those are the only numbers they have so far.
across
'Cause
the
the new
lifetime of
Xbox
the
is like,
Xbox. I don't know. Oh, because that
what do you think?
I'm gonna
It's a lot
say
lower than you would think.
70 million.
50 million
That's terrible.
across his
That's
lifetime.
terrible.
The Switch has 30 million more than it, and it released like years, like 4 years after, 4 or 5 years after the Xbox One.
That's
I think
crazy.
I think the downfall of the Xbox coincides with the downfall of Halo. Because like
I
I agree
agree.
with you. I
I
think they
agree.
should have they should have given Bungie the resources to do whatever they
Yeah.
wanted to do. Right? Bungie was running stuff at Microsoft. Microsoft was like the biggest company for playing games. Like that was the console of MLG until like 2015. Because I remember when it happened too. Because I remember reading the article that said PS4 will now be the console of MLG. Like it was like
Yeah.
2016, 2015, and I was like, dang, that's like that's crazy how like the echelon of the Xbox just fell. And they did it to themselves.
Sony's been knocking people off their block since the
Sony's been knocking people
90s.
for yes.
Yeah.
They have Square Enix. Who else
Yeah,
they got?
when they got Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 7 forever solidified Sony as official.
So the PS2 is still one of the highest selling consoles of all time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it was like 160 million, and that like PS4 has not hit that level.
Do you think Nintendo will catch up to PS2?
I don't know, man. I don't even think they'll catch up to PS. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. That completely depends on how Nintendo plays their next 4 to 5 years.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. Do you now understand what I meant years ago when I was telling you how Nintendo lets me down? Like you're beginning to see what I'm saying.
So I like Nintendo games.
I do too.
I've been a Nintendo fanboy since the GameCube. I don't know why you got rid of that, by the way. I'm still mad about that.
I was always a Sega dude, but when Sega went out of business, like it was natural for me to just transition
I've been a Mario fan. I've been a Zelda fan for years, right? I don't know. I'm not gonna say they disappoint me. I'm just gonna say they focus on the wrong things as far as like games go. Because like the Wii, prime example, the Wii U, an even better example. That thing tanked. It was terrible. They have very little support for the games they had out. There were certain games that just didn't release on the Wii U that were on other systems. Like we got certain DLCs for Call of Duty like years late.
So okay, so let me throw this at you. I think they've corrected many issues with the Switch.
Yeah. So
But
especially the indie game one because they didn't
Yes.
they didn't really have a lot. They didn't really like supporting indie games back in like the Wii U and Wii days, right? They are full blown. There's a bunch of indie games on the Switch store.
there
I'm
is.
like, you know what? This
I
is
picked
cool.
up a
Some
bunch
of them
of
are
them.
good. Some of them
Yeah.
are really good. I'm like, yo, this is a good game.
Let me add the caveat though. This is where Nintendo really misses me, and I'm often confused. So you remember when they did that? What was that Switch Labo or whatever it was called?
I
It's
don't
like-
think anybody bought that.
So, but here's the thing. I'm sure people bought it. I'm sure people were interested. But here's the
you
thing.
gotta remember, is Nintendo used to be a toy company. So-
Okay, I get that. But Nintendo was king of gaming from the 80s all the way, I would say, to the mid 90s.
after the 64, that's when they started like
Yeah,
Oh, no.
the PlayStation came out and ate everybody's lunch. Yeah,
PlayStation.
PlayStation ate it. And but here's the thing that Nintendo really like. All Nintendo would have to do right now is drop Metroid Prime 4.
So
And
I
here,
think
hold on. Let me finish this. They had issues. I know you're going there. They had issues, all kind of problems. This is the problem, though. This is why they had those issues. They were so focused on all of this other peripherals. Like after Zelda dropped, after Breath of the Wild dropped, it should have been full steam ahead, all engines on Metroid Prime 4. It should have been no focus on anything else.
You forget about is they were working on Smash Ultimate
So-
after Zelda dropped. Look, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Dad.
Smash is dope. Smash is dope. I know that.
Smash made them so much money after the drop of Breath of the Wild. That is what they should
This
have been
is
focused
true.
on. I'm not gonna handle them for that, right?
No, I'm gonna disagree with you. This
That you don't
this is
understand though.
what this.
You know
Hold
how
on,
big Smash is
hold
in the
on.
Nintendo
Hear
community.
me out.
That is a big game.
Hear me out.
People bought Switches because of this game.
But
Like
hear me out.
people who didn't buy Switches because Breath of the Wild bought them because
Hear
of
me out though. Hear me out. What if they would have went full steam ahead with Metroid Prime 4, not playing around, and then directly after that drop Smash?
man.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But I'm saying I think they had the priority straight.
I
Okay,
don't think
because
so. I disagree.
you're you come from the outside, right? Like
Okay.
as a Nintendo fan, people in the Nintendo fandom, even outside of it, were way more excited
I got one
for
for you.
Smash
I got
Ultimate
a question
than
for
they
you.
were. Because I'm not saying that Metroid is not a game that people are excited for. People are definitely excited for. People are thirsting for. That is the next game people want.
Think
Like
about it.
now.
Let
Like
this
yes,
sink in. Let this sink in.
right?
How long
Like
has it been?
Smash is way bigger than that. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, but I'm gonna challenge you. How long has it been before the Switch Lite have I bought a console?
10 plus years. Last console you bought for yourself?
Xbox 360.
Yeah, that was like plus 10 years. Actually, maybe 20. Hold on.
So now ask yourself this: why did I buy a Switch Lite? Metroid Prime 4. That was it. That was the reason. That was the sole reason, 100% why I bought the Switch Lite. I'm waiting for this game.
Shit, yeah, more than 10 years.
So now
man.
let me ask you this question from a developer standpoint. Which one is harder to develop, a Metroid or a Super Smash?
Metroid. Well, I don't know. Because the thing you gotta think about, right, is like a lot of the movement stuff in Smash is very intricate. Like that's why people like the game so much because you have so much freedom with your character when you're fighting.
Okay.
I don't know what they're gonna do for Metroid. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what the graphics look like. So
Okay,
I can't really
let's just say Metroid is similar to Halo.
because the thing that's making it probably pretty hard for Halo is to have to contract a lot of their stuff out, right?
No, but I'm just saying which one is harder as far as the developer.
Harder?
Which one is harder?
I don't know.
Would you
I've never
so
been a first-person shooter. I don't know.
okay, so
That's my honest answer.
from a programming perspective with the information you have right now, if you were giving a hard deadline, would you rather be working on Super Smash Brothers or Halo?
Halo would probably be easier because in Super Smash you have to account for a lot of different things, like have the combos you have, balancing the characters. Well, not balancing the characters, just comp because they don't give a crap about balancing characters. I'm keeping real.
Maybe I stand corrected then because I'm not a developer, so I don't know.
You should play Smash because there's a lot of.
No, I played it.
And yeah, so you play the game. It's like
it's intricate.
You ever been juggled?
It's intricate. It's dope.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It like the amount of things you have to account for when making a game like that, especially like a complex fighting game, is probably a lot more, in my opinion, than the first. I've never worked on a first-person shooter, but from what I know, I'm thinking it'll probably be a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but I think if Nintendo,
if I ever work on a first-person shooter, I'll let you know. I'll update you. But
okay. I think if Nintendo would have pushed forward, like hard forward on Metroid Prime 4 from the start and released that, and so I'm not saying they shouldn't have focused on Super Smash. I'm just saying if they would have released Metroid Prime 4 and then Super Smash, and they got Mario Kart already out there and Zelda, bro, they wouldn't really have had to go hard on any game for a long time. Because they could have been constantly.
I think there's something you forget about.
Okay.
Something you probably don't. I mean, you probably know about it because you've expressed it to me before. But gamer burnout. And it's been very common the last like 4 or 5 years.
It is. That's why I stopped playing for so long.
I think they might just be accounting for that because there's a lot of games you get burnt out playing, no matter how good the game is.
But I'm gonna say Metroid. Nah, not Metroid.
Okay, we'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
This is why I say that.
I'll ask you like a year after it drops, you still play it.
No. I'm not saying I won't get tired of playing it. I'm just saying there's been so long since there's been a Metroid game that imagine there was no Halo game for 10, 12 years.
That's
You
Xbox not making no money.
But then
None.
once, but okay, so ask yourself this. Then once they drop that Halo game, it would be pandemonium. It would be,
It'd be like a revival,
you
like
would
a whole thing.
have, and so that's what, in my opinion, if Metroid Prime 4 came out and it was dope and it had dope multiplayer online, man, Nintendo would be killing the game right now. They would be killing the game. And that's not to take from Super Smash, because Super Smash is dope.
It's a
It
huge
is
game.
it is a huge game, but I don't think it's as huge as Metroid, man.
I think it's bigger. I
I
think
don't
it's bigger.
know.
Look at me. Look at me. Careers have been made off of this game, like off
I
of Super Smash Brothers
I
alone. Have careers been made off of Metroid? Like, look, I'm not saying Metroid isn't a good game, okay? But as far as the amount of influence that it has on the gaming community as a whole, I think Smash wins it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
might
keep
be
it real
right.
with
You might be right.
you, telling you because
Okay, so
I've
here's a
seen it.
curveball. Here's a curveball. And I've brought this up to you before. Why doesn't Nintendo remake Conduit? That game was
It's not big enough.
so
It's not big
dope.
enough.
But it could be.
Not big enough.
It
It could
could
be.
be.
So especially if it's a bigger like developer, right? They don't really care about could be's. Okay, they want surefire ways to make a lot of money. Like there's some could be's that made a lot of
I
money.
don't know. Nintendo has put out some games that I'm like, what's this
But I'm
about?
saying that's not their audience. Their audience isn't the hardcore game. You know this as well as I do.
Yeah, I
Right?
do. I do. So I guess my conclusion is I'm never buying another Nintendo console because they're never gonna put out the games I want. So the Switch Lite's last Nintendo console I'll ever buy.
Look. I'm just saying it. They might unlikely. It wasn't big enough when it dropped, so there's not a lot of like
I don't know.
recall of the game.
I don't know what happened when Nintendo became such a non-gamers game system because
They've always been like this. So I
no,
don't think you. I don't. Hold up. Hold on.
I
Hold on. Hold on.
followed. Come on,
Wait a
hold
minute.
up. I follow the history of Nintendo. I was around
Yeah.
for the
Look,
the Super Famicom.
Nintendo is about gamers. Nintendo isn't about the hardcore gamer.
No,
And
no,
I think
no,
that's
no. I'm with you, but what I feel like now is Nintendo's not even about gamers. There's certain games they put out, right? Like Zelda, definitely a hardcore gamers game.
it's a
Super
gamer.
Smash,
It's anybody's game.
yeah, Super Smash Bros, hardcore gamers game.
So actually, Sakurai, the dude who made Super Smash Bros, actually does not appreciate the fact that people play it competitively. He made it to be a party game, which is kind of funny.
That's kind of odd because the way that game is set up, like it's almost set up to be a competitive game. It's a fighting game. What like, what was
Look,
this dude smoking?
I'm not the developer.
Yeah,
I didn't
well-
make the game. That's
well,
just what he said.
that
Because
dude's
he'll do
smoking
this
something.
thing where he'll drop characters and they'll be like Fire Emblem characters, and they're always overpowered. And when people press him about it, he's like, "It's not supposed to be a fighting game. It's a party game." I'm like,
Yeah,
so like
he's
certain characters that have been dropped are not allowed at tournaments and stuff like that. Like just ban characters.
oh yeah, he definitely lost his mind. I don't know what he was thinking.
I mean, look, he's a great developer. He makes some good games. He's very talented, so I'm not gonna question him.
Nah, I am. You create a fighting game, and you're surprised that it's a tournament game. It's a fighting game, bro. Like what? That's stupid. That's stupid. That's like I can't even.
I mean, do you think that the people who made the original Street Fighter thought they were gonna be competitive? They were just like, "Oh, cool fighting game," you know? Like, I don't think that any
I'm
game
not
that
saying they
becomes
did.
competitive, I don't think people know is gonna be that big. The fact that Sakurai said that though, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna tell you that's crazy. That's wild. Like Melee was huge.
Super crazy.
Melee was
Super crazy.
ridiculously huge. Like they were like there's a whole documentary about it actually. Like like a whole documentary talking about like there's this dude Zero is probably one of the best Smash players ever. There's a lot of like different Smash players that are just legendary in the medium. So I don't know why he would say that. I'm gonna be real with you.
Doesn't make sense. Like I can understand the people who made, the original cats who made Street Fighter. I can understand them saying, "Yeah, we didn't really create this to be a tournament game." But if one of them said, "Yeah, I'm surprised that people use this tournament." What, bro? What? Like it's a fighting game. This is perfect for tournaments. This is you couldn't get.
I will tell you this. There might be more people working on the new Metroid game because they did just drop the last Smash character. Like a month and a half ago.
Okay.
So
I hope so. And you know what? I hope for all the time we've waited for Metroid Prime, I hope it turns out to be one of the best shooters to come out
It'll
in
be
years.
sick. It'll be sick if it's bad. I mean, that's probably not gonna happen with Nintendo because they don't drop bad games very often.
Well, no,
Give me a name. Give me a
I
name.
don't know if I'm. I don't know if I'm gonna
Give me
say
a
all
name.
that.
Give me a name of a
Well,
game.
I'm a different kind of gamer, so the games that I'm gonna call out is not gonna. They sell well, but for me, they're not really what I want. So it's not necessarily that they don't sell well. It's just I'm a little different when it comes to gaming. I want something different.
You're like Malik when it comes to food. You're just picky.
I am. When it comes to gaming, I am very picky. There's certain things that I like. I remember, like I'm trying to think of a game that came out that just really captivated. Oh, the new what's that street brawler that I just downloaded? Why can't I think of the name of this
Streets of
game?
Rage.
Streets of Rage. That new
We
Streets
talked
of
about that.
Rage
Hot minute.
is dope. Is so
Talk
dope.
about for a minute.
That so I don't need the best graphics ever, mind blowing. No, I don't need that. I need a great game that's fun to play. Make a gamer's game. The problem, I feel like they're not making gamers games anymore. They're just making, how can we get a bunch of fast money really quick? Which I understand. You know, people take jobs to make money. That I get it. I just wish that more people were creating games who enjoyed games, because I can tell that it's kind of transition. Just like any industry, you get a bunch of people who just want money, you take away from the quality of the art. And to me, that's what's happened.
Yeah. I mean, having back in the Great Game Crash too. There's a bunch of like horrible games that came out because people were just like, "Oh, it's a game, people will buy it." You know, they always worry about the money. I think that
I'm not gonna lie. When I was young, there was some stupid games.
there was some stinkers.
There was some stupid games. There was the one game, I can't even remember the name of it, on the Sega Genesis. It was a dolphin. What was the name of this game? You played as a dolphin and you were like, oh man, I can't even remember. And to be honest with you, a lot of people love that game.
Oh, Echo the Dolphin.
It was a dumb game. It was such a dumb game.
Hold on, I'm pulling up a gameplay right. I'm gonna share my screen.
It was such a dumb game.
Let's see.
Like,
Let's check this out. Is music okay?
I can't believe this game actually.
What is this?
This is stupid.
Not. You know what? I like this game. This looks kind of cool.
You would say that.
Because it reminds me of Abzu. Hold on. Have you seen Abzu? Abzu is a great game. You see this game? You seen this game before, Dad? It's a good game.
I might have.
It's a good game. I don't know why. It's just very intriguing. It's like a puzzle game, but like, look at this.
Oh no, but that looks dope.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's not.
I'm not gonna lie. What's the point of this?
It's stupid.
Levels, or is it
Yeah, and a lot of people love this game. I'm telling, like, this game got some major play. Now, I'll tell you what was my game, Vector Man. When Sega Genesis came out with Vector Man was my joint.
Let's see this. This
This
reminds me of Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim was a good game.
Whoa!
Oh, this is loud. Hold on. Oh, this is alright. It's decent.
Yeah, I mean, for the time, you think it's a 16-bit era, this was my joint. I want to say they have it on the App Store right now.
No shot. Yo, I think they took Earthworm Jim off the App Store.
They did, which
I don't know why.
Yeah, Earthworm Jim was.
That was a good game.
Let's see, Vector. I thought they had
Vector Man.
Vector
They
Man.
do. Vector Man Classic. Look
Yeah.
at that, and it's free.
Yes.
Let me download this. Check it out.
Yeah, from Sega, part of that. Yeah, that game is dope. Vector Man is dope. It's a good
Ooh,
game
you know
to
what we
play.
should talk about next?
What's that?
Crazy Taxi's on here? What the heck? Crazy Taxi's on here. That was a good game. I used to play it on the GameCube.
Yeah, Crazy
Streets
Taxi
of
was a
Rage
good game.
is on here? Yo, what the heck?
Yeah, they got a bunch
Sega
of classics.
What? I never knew this. Hold up a minute. Yo, and these are all free?
Yeah, you must not have been spending much time on the App Store looking through the Sega games.
Oh, I've been playing on my laptop a lot. I'm keeping it real. Playing on the laptop.
You see that?
Got me the new Arkham game, so I've been playing on those too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Would you
she
get
got me
them?
like all
Would you get
on the
them on?
PS4.
Oh, PS4.
PS4. Yeah.
I got. There was a Batman game I downloaded. Was it on my
Arkham
phone?
games, look at me. They are good.
What
They are
games?
really good. The Arkham games. That whole
Yeah,
series
I've
is
never
good.
heard anything bad about the Arkham games.
They are
Yeah.
so like the okay. You want to talk about good development sense? You want to talk about great game design? It is. Look, they're the only games that come close to being perfect, aside from Breath of the Wild. To me, I'm gonna keep it real. Like
Breath of the
obviously, there's some
Wild.
parts you like, there's some parts you don't like, but that the Arkham games as a whole are good games. It's like games done right. It's just a good game. It's just
Okay.
good at being a game. Like,
I'm gonna
it's
tell.
pretty
I'm gonna
good.
tell you what. Breath of the Wild is one of the most visually stunning games I've
Oh
ever
yeah,
played, and it's proof.
oh
It's
yeah.
proof that you don't need.
Don't need high powers to be
No,
good.
no, you don't. And I think so. You know what? That might be why I've been having such an issue with games the past few years because what people
No,
think you
they
need.
focus so much on graphics. Me and my boy were having an argument about this. I was like, dude, nobody cares about graphics. Like anybody who cares about graphics just doesn't care about gameplay. He's like, no, graphics are important. I'm like, look,
I think it
I'm
is.
not saying
So
they're not important,
yeah, I wouldn't say
but
people don't
they're
care.
not as important as like a fun game. There's a
Agreed.
lot of really good looking games that are not fun. Death Stranding, great looking game. Looks like you're watching a movie. Boring,
Yeah, I've never
boring,
played it. I've heard a
boring
lot
game,
about it. I haven't played it.
boring game.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%. There's a lot
You
of
know what else
games.
we could talk about since we're talking about the Sega games? Nintendo Mobile. What is going on with that? It's like
They've
they
abandoned it.
know I don't know what's wrong with
They've
them, bro.
abandoned it. They've completely abandoned Nintendo Mobile. I
Like
think
I don't know
Switch
why
Lite,
they would.
Switch Lite. In my opinion, that is the reason.
But
Good,
they would. There's so many games that you could so easily put
but
on.
imagine what what would the what would the Switch online store be? Not the complete online store. I'm talking about like the Nintendo 64, the Super NES. If you can just download those games on your phone, why would you even bother being on your Switch? And Nintendo wants people playing that Switch. They
That's
want
fair.
they want people buying that Switch Lite. So I actually understand why they kind of abandoned that mobile gaming because that was going to be a direct competitor cutting into their market. If I
I mean,
can,
the games they did release on mobile they were trash.
that Super Mario was like, why'd you even do this? I know a lot of people were playing it and a lot of people were enjoying it. No doubt it was a fun game, but to me, it was like a half stop, half measure, like a stopgap.
It's like it's like they purposely made it bad. I don't know why, because they definitely could have made it better.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's possible. I guess that is possible that they purposely made it bad because I didn't understand. So I didn't
Like,
understand
I was like, these controls are trash.
the
This is
controls were so
what was the other
super
game? What was
trash.
the other game they released on the Mario
Mario
Kart?
Kart, yes,
That
Mario
was
Kart,
so bad. That was
doo
so
doo,
bad. It
doo
was
doo.
not. I was playing it. I was like, this is just bad.
Oh
Like
snap!
this is a bad
Sega
game.
has a game on the app store that was one of my favorite games. I actually used to rent this. Date
What game?
myself. Beyond
Dang,
Oasis.
renting games.
Yeah,
Beyond a waste.
Beyond Oasis. This is a good game. I spent hours playing this game. I know I used to
Beyond
make
Oasis.
people mad because wasn't
I'm
nobody
playing
renting this game.
Beyond Oasis.
I used to love this game.
Beyond Oasis, Sega Genesis.
It's like
Oh,
a
this look.
it's like an
Oh, this
action
looks. Hold on.
it's like an
Wait a
action
minute.
RPG.
This look decent. Oh, this reminds me of Chrono Trigger.
Similar, yes.
Chrono Trigger was more strategy based, though.
Beyond
The art style.
Oasis
This
is
is a good game.
legit. And that was on a Sega Genesis.
Let's see, Beyond Oasis. Oh yeah, they have it on the App Store.
They do. That's what made me say it. I was just looking through the App Store at the
Yeah,
Sega
Sega.
games.
Dang, I didn't know they had this many games on the App Store. That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna hold you.
Sega, to this
That's kinda
day,
dope.
it really bothers me that Sega just like went under.
They
Like
fell off, so they just made a lot of really bad business decisions that just were not good for them. Right? Like the systems they released weren't good, and they couldn't compete with what was out at the time. So it was just a matter of time. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah,
They had good games, they had great games, but their systems did not push the
Sega.
numbers they need to get.
Yeah, the problem with Sega made the same mistake, in my opinion, that Nintendo sometime makes. Sega had great
And
games.
it cost them everything.
Yes, Sega had great games, but they had extremely underpowered consoles versus all the other consoles. So they always struggle.
Yeah.
Like the Sega CD was so underpowered compared to the PlayStation.
Everything else,
So
yeah, and it's
underpowered.
like
It just
they
what
couldn't
like
compete.
no,
They
they could
literally
not
like
compete at
they
all.
pushed themselves out of the gaming market.
Yeah, they really did. And then what was the last one? Why can't I remember this thing? It's the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast
Oh
was
my
actually
god!
revolutionary.
No, but the thing is, there were so many horrible games on the
That's
Dreamcast.
again
Oh my god, they were just letting
wildly,
anybody develop for the
not
Dreamcast.
just that, wildly underpowered compared to the Xbox.
Yeah,
Compared to the Xbox, the Dreamcast just was not, because the Dreamcast came out. Let me see. When did the Dreamcast come out?
like 94.
No. It was well after that. It was right before Xbox.
Oh, dang! So like 99, 2000.
Yeah, it was sometime around there, like 90, maybe 98. Let's see.
Yeah, because like at the time
1999. 1999,
people were
September
making
9th.
games in like super high polys,
Yep.
really nice looking, and they were just like, no. They were just like, we'll keep doing the we'll keep
Yeah,
doing the thing.
so the Dreamcast released November 27th, 1998 in Japan, September 9th, 1999 in North America, and October 4th, 1999 in Europe. And let's see. Preceding Sony's PlayStation 2, Nintendo's GameCube, and Microsoft's Xbox. So the Dreamcast literally came out like right before these other consoles.
But they were still doing 64-bit, and everybody else was doing like high polys or higher polys.
Yeah, they just it was just so underpowered. So
They
let me see.
to themselves.
Let me compare. Let me compare because okay, so the CPU was a Hitachi SH4 32-bit RISC at 200 megahertz, 16 megabytes of RAM, 8 megabytes of video RAM, 2 megabytes of audio RAM, removable storage, 128 kilobit. That's how you know it was years ago.
Wait, kilobit? I think I have that in a calculator.
Yeah, for real. Let's see. When did the original Xbox? So the Xbox released. Oh, was it 2001? No, it wasn't 2001. It was before. It had to be before. It says video. Blah blah blah. November 2001. Huh. First introduced in the United States, November 2001. Really? Was it after 9/11? I don't remember. I am struggling with that. I don't think that's right. Xbox specs. Let's look for the Xbox specs and compare it with the Dreamcast.
That's gonna be sad. That's gonna be sad.
Specification. That's the X. No, I want the original Xbox. Xbox technical specifications. Is this the original one? Let me see. Yeah, this is the original Xbox. Okay, so actually oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so the CPU on the Dreamcast was the 32-bit 200 megahertz Hitachi.
Oh, Dad.
And the Xbox,
You
hold
know
on.
what?
Xbox was 133 megahertz 64-bit.
Blowing them out the water. Blowing them out the water is the understatement. You know what game I forgot about?
What games you
I saw a
about?
trailer for. It is look. I'm gonna explain the concept to you, and you're gonna think I'm crazy. A role playing game about Pinocchio.
I don't think you're crazy, but explain.
I'm gonna show you the trailer. I'm gonna show you the trailer
Okay.
because I was like taken aback when I heard it because my friend told me about it and I was like, ain't no way. And look, watch this. Watch this trailer. This is. Can you see the trailer?
I can see. Well, I don't see anything yet.
Okay, you can't see the trailer. Let me.
Yeah, now I see.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up the trailer on YouTube. But I saw
I
the
see it
trailer for this
now.
game and I was
Whatever you
like,
brought up, your store, I saw it. No, well, you closed the
well,
stream.
which one? Okay, it's probably the alpha gameplay trailer. That's the one I saw. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna show you this game,
You
right?
have to share
And
your
it's
screen again.
hold up. I'm gonna make sure it's the right one because it. I saw the trailer and I was like, you know what? I'm buying this game. Like, there's very few games that make me say that nowadays, right? And let me see. Yeah, okay. As soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, this game is getting bought. This game's getting in my library. I don't care. Like, I don't care if I have to sell a leg. I'm getting this game.
It's hilarious.
It's look. It's that. That's the thing. It looks that good.
All right,
All right.
let's see.
Do you hear it, Vaughn?
I don't hear anything yet. It's not started. Okay, now I hear
You
it.
good?
Yeah.
Cool.
This Pinocchio or zombies?
I I don't know, but it looks dope.
I'm a real boy.
Hey, I'm gonna be a dead one in a second.
I'm waiting for some gameplay.
Is that a trailer, sir? It's not gonna just shoot it at you. Look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. Look.
This might actually be dope.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Pinocchio bringing the fire.
This is. See
This
that?
is gangster Pinocchio.
I'm saying. I'm saying this Pinocchio. He had a bottle of Henny before.
You know what
I
I'm
mean?
saying? This Pinocchio hitting a blunt.
This. I'm telling.
This is drill.
Oh my
This is drill Nokio.
This is Pinocchio if you listen to Pop Smoke. Well, you see how cool this look, though. Oh my goodness, I hate Spectrum. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Give me 1 second.
I thought you loved
Oh my
Spectrum. The other internet you had
I'm
was terrible.
I'm downloading something right now. Oh, there it
Oh,
goes.
well,
Yeah.
that would be the reason. Because I was gonna say your frame rates look pretty crazy right now.
But
Lies of
it looks
P.
dope.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
I was like,
That's a unique concept.
I'm excited for this game.
Okay.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I can. I'm with you. I'm with you. This looks decent.